Hello, my name is DC. I'll be giving a match analysis for Atletico Ottawa versus Valour FC. Oh, this is me going through the game, but let me just start from the first chance of the game, which is this. Let's get into it. All right, so ball is played in wide. Now here, he is in a perfect position to do the needful, clear it. He's in the perfect position to clear it. Because by the time the boys played, I don't think even he in his mind would believe that this guy's offside. He has every right, he has everything in him to get this ball dealt with, but unfortunately he doesn't. And then, not only that, I just want to note one thing to the corner of your screen here. Actually, yeah, just focus on this particular, yeah, that's what I want you to focus on. Alright, so he expects his teammate to deal with that. That's why he stops. He assumes that there's no point in running back because he knows that his teammate would get the header. But the fact he stopped running, he should have just continued following. I'm not blaming him if this led to a goal, but you just have to continue, just in case of the. You always want to assume the worst. And here, one on one with the keeper. Keeper does well, comes out, and then forces him wide. But that was the worst decision. That's the worst outside foot because already you're on this part of the pitch. You're here, and you want to take a shot that goes like that. Nah, 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 nah. He would have had a better shot. He would have had a better chance chipping, maybe looking to go in between the keeper's legs or across. But the shot selection for me there is worrying, because in a position where you are, where the keeper is in the middle and has this. This is probably what you're aiming at, and then you choose a shot that goes like that. I understand if he's feeling confident, but probably not the best. Probably not the best option to take. Let it just load a bit. Yeah, he even apologizes. Because look at this. I mean, he actively avoids going towards that ball. He actively avoids that. And then if you look at this, he takes it down and he's in a good position to chip it. Because the ball bounces and then he would be in a good position to take it over, or even here. Just try and shoot very hard in between the keeper's legs. Or go for that really underused face finish, where you aim for the keeper's face or even just his shoulders, because when something is coming at your face, your instinct is to try and you try and avoid it. Because look at that. I mean, yeah, that just wasn't going to work out. Just one more time, because I think this gives a very good angle. I mean, shot selection here. Nah, you're better off just shooting it rather than having a shot that's curling away. Anyway, let's head on to the next. I think I went on a bit of a rant there. Salter. Anyway, this is a chance. So now, this is one thing I do not like. Like, why you foresee? Why? This is where someone just puts himself in problem. Because you are running with the ball, and then okay. It's good he identifies the someone in front of him, so he decides to pull it back. Unfortunately, I don't think he's capable of doing that. I don't know. Maybe it's because he's under pressure, but I don't think it's something that he normally does based on the way he loses the ball. Because you see that it's almost like he trips over it, or there's pressure, but the way he loses it tells me that it's not something he's used to doing. Everyone's calling for a foul, but the ref he has not called for a foul, so he just keep on playing. And then here, this one was the most frustrating chance because at this point, defensively, he is coming to cover. He also wants to avoid that situation, so he's also coming to cover. Maybe he could afford to stay a few steps back just in case he gets beaten. So now let's play this. This one was the most frustrating one of the most at least. So not only has this guy gone to help him, and it's one of those things. If he stays back, he would have definitely gone for the ball. But because he's come here, he assumes he is going to go for the ball. So it leads to a situation where no one goes for the ball. And then now, because he's moved from this space here, he's opened up this gigantic space for this ball to be played in. Because if you're going to go, especially and leave this amount of space, make sure you leave something. Either the ball gets left or the man gets left. But unfortunately, neither happens. And here, shot selection. or just decision making is very. Look at all this space your teammate has. And I understand is, you get that feeling, but if you don't score, you even know that it leads to problems. Look at where it hits. Boom! I mean, look at all this free space. And this guy, he moves forward, increasing that space. You could play a ball like this. You could actually play to him completely sideways, and he could be in a perfect position to. You don't even have to set it up for. You can just hit it like shot select. I mean, decision making. I mean, his teammate has all the space in the world, and then he chooses the most difficult option, and he doesn't score. Because if you do this, it means you're going to score, and he should have just passed the ball. He really should have. Anyway, let's move on. This is a penalty. All right, so he clears it out with his head or deals with the first one. He goes for the second one. He misses that header completely. I think this is no. Now that I see it, it's kind of funny the way he misses it. It really is. Because look at that. Look, he's looking at it. He's looking at it, but still misses it. So the reason why he misses it is because the ball is coming down here, and then he is looking at the ball. And the funny thing is that he actually heads forward, but still does not make contact with the ball, which is very worrying. It really is very, very worrying. The funny thing is that he would have had a better attempt looking at the ball and then just focusing on, rather than it hitting his forehead. If he focused it on, if he focused on hitting the ball with his on the top of his head, he would have had that. Yes, it does not get far, but it means that someone else can also try and hit it. But because he does that, I just want to replay it a bit because I find it funny how he misses it. Yeah, if only I had slow motion. Because look, he's looking at it and then he misses it. It's because he's backwards a bit, so I don't know. Timing, jumping is wrong, so that's probably something he has to get in training. Or maybe it's one of those that happens once in a while, but if it's something that he regularly does, like missing, that's probably just like training ground, clearing headers. Have people around him, and then he has to be the first one to get contact. Alright, ball bounces, and then here he makes a genuine attempt to play the ball. I do feel it's a bit of an exaggeration here. Because here, he gets it right, but then him, it's because he nods, he moves his head up and down, but he doesn't adjust his body to attack that. That's what happens there. So his head is what moves. His head moves up and down, but his body doesn't really move towards the ball. It just stays straight. So what he's extending here is his neck, not his body, and then that leads to him missing that head. I don't know. It's just funny every time I see it. Otherwise, and then here, I do feel this is soft. It is really soft. Not all contact equals penalties. Then here, now look at the keeper. Keeper is jumping, but now look at the striker. It's the same thing as what happened in that Al Ali versus Inter Miami match. Do you know what happened? As the player is doing that stutter step, or like trying to fake out the keeper doesn't move. That's the secret here. Because look at the keeper. He does not move. Yes, he's jumping, but he doesn't give him anything, and he almost gets that. It's just that it's because perfect power placement. Once again, this that's what happened. He doesn't propel his body forward to meet that header. He just nods his head. Otherwise, I do feel that soft. And then now here, you see, that's where most keepers usually try to fake out the player or do something like that. But no, he stays completely still, and he knows. So if you're a goalkeeper, don't let that stutter step confuse you. Just focus, don't move. That usually also psychs out the striker because he's not moving and I have to hit this quick. So close. But kudos to the keeper. And also to the penalty taker because woof, in your heart of hearts you even know like, oh, that's almost. And then I think this is also another chance that might frustrate me. I think this guy's on the count. I don't know. It's just that's it. Alright, so he has the. Why would you choose to shoot from there? Why? Because when you're playing football, what you want to do is sometimes, okay, you assess. how can we get the best goal scoring chance? You also have to look at certain situations, but in this situation, the best goal scoring chance is not here. You're shooting, going across. Yeah, and it's outside the box, and it's one of those. Yes, you can hit it very hard, but the goalkeeper will cover most of it, and then it's at a distance where the keeper can set up properly. And yeah, this is just the worst. If he plays it to him, he just delays it that slight bit so that he pushes forward, and then he can play that ball to this guy here. That would create a better chance. If he passes it and then he leads it to if he lays it off to him, it creates a better goal scoring opportunity. This is the worst. This is the worst chance he could take. He could play it to his teammate, play it to his other teammate, gets a bit more closer to goal, a bit more to aim at, and then yeah, that's a better chance. But this is the worst option to take. And to make matters worse, look at the way the keeper saves this. Let it just load a bit. Boom! He just saves it like that, and it leads to a counter attack. And I know that's going to frustrate him. And look at that. And the funny thing is that they actually have enough men to deal with this. They have enough men to deal with this counter attack. But what he does, he's patient. He is patient. He waits. And he knows that someone will come and run. And then, okay, I can understand giving him this space. So now he is immediately going towards him. And then he plays it in. It's just simple pass and move, pass and move, pass and move. Just like that. He passes it. He's expecting someone to move. And then he holds it up for a bit there. But and they are still in the best perfect position possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're not really going to worry about him because the ball will have to travel quite a bit for it to reach him. They're still in a very good chance to defend, but it's just because they don't track the runners and then they're leaving a lot of spaces. I mean, how do you have this many players? I mean, 1, 2. This is already a 3v, but still, it's because no one really wants to track. They're in a position, they're close enough, but no one really wants to put in that effort to chase after the ball. They really don't want to do that. And then to make matters worse, I mean, come on. How are you getting outplayed when there are 4 of you and only 3 opponents? If each player decided, I'm just going to be behind you, I'm going to be near you, I'm going to be near you, it would be easier. But it's because they don't put any pressure on the ball. They allow the attacking players to get the ball, do whatever they want. They are near them, but they don't want to put pressure on them by trying to get the ball, maybe shoving them, getting in that physical presence. And then look, even here, it's the same thing. He is unmarked. I understand he's quite at a distance, but he could take a few steps forward because his attention is here. It's very understandable. But you also have to be aware that the cross can come into any point because this is their target man, Salter. I don't know if you heard, but he scored 4 goals in one game. He can score, he can put it in the back of the net, and everyone's attention is at the ball. I understand that, but none of them are also paying attention to their surroundings. And then he's paying attention to his surroundings because look at this cross that he plays in. Poof! It's a light goal. I think that's one of the most frustrating goals I've seen conceded because of the number of players that are near and around the ball, but none of them. Look at this, they're just watching. Okay, at least, but I feel it's more running for. I mean, look at how much space and time they afford these guys. Look at how much space and time. Look at this. They can pick a pass. He could actually commit himself to just trying to track the run of number 7. But he doesn't. He walks away. Why are you walking this way? Are you preparing for a counterattack? Why? I mean, you can even tell just by their body language. No one is really showing that, stance of I'm going to get the ball. Of them are like, do what you want. We'll be near you to make it look good, but we will not do anything. And he can actually, I don't know. It's just so, I don't know. Because they're all just watching. They're all just watching. And then he runs off. He was here. he made some good movements because, yeah, let's just focus in on the striker now. Because I think I've exhausted my points on Ish. Oh, no. Look at the striker. Let's focus somewhere here. Because, anyway, okay, this one has really, just talking about this has frustrated me. Let's talk about something else. Alright, so this is so the funny thing is that he could afford to move there just to block off that space, or if he doesn't want, he could move there. Take a few steps back since you're not even bothered on putting pressure here, and then allow him to move forward. But you've put yourselves in a position where at least he is there, you're there, but what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing there? He's the best candidate to go there because at least there'll still be some people here. He's the best candidate, and I'm going to. No. I said I won't talk about that. And then he moves forward, and it creates more. No. I've exhausted my points there. I really have. Look at the run he makes. Runs in between them because of that gap, and then he wasn't doing anything. He was just standing there. And then he's going with him, but he's not in a position he can actually get the ball from him. And then he stops running midway. He could have actually gone to pressure the ball, but no, he was just standing there. I wonder why. Maybe it's coach's instructions, but come on. Good header. Good header. Yeah, so this could no. I will not talk about that anymore. Once again, it's going to happen. You can feel it happening. He takes it inside, okay. Now, this is a big problem. This is a place where a lot of goals are scored, or a lot of goals either scored or created. Somewhere there in that region. Okay, this like whole region here, especially, good amount of goals and chances. So, one thing whenever you're playing a football match is that you want to protect the center. Because if you look at most teams, no matter if it's a Man City, Watford, small teams, what every team looks to do is to protect the center. That's what they look to do. They look to protect the center of the field because this, if you bypass this, it's a straight route to go. So that's why you find it's usually clustered. You have a lot of people there, defenders and whatnot. But now here, you have a striker. Not, in fact, two players in this particular zone. Unmarked. All the space in the world, all the time in the world to do whatever they want. I understand that the problem is here. But he could afford to move back up. He's not playing anyone offside. He could also afford to move back up. He's not playing anyone offside. These two are playing both people on the flanks onside. I understand that he's there, but it's because he was marking someone. So I don't know why is it that these guys are deeper. These two here are deeper than these two here, because I'm assuming this is the back four. So already that disconnect creates problems. Because if you're gonna do something, you might as well all commit to it. So if these guys push higher up here, I don't think he would have the chance, or he would be in a better. If he pushes up, he would be in a better position to block off any pass to the striker. But because he's so deep, both these players are so deep, they can't do anything. Because look at that pass, and he's still here. He is here because he was marking someone, or helping, or assisting. Yeah, so that's why he's taken a few steps back. We can understand that. But the reason why these two have taken two steps back, considering he is up there, we would never know. We would never know. And then I like this little flick that's all. Yeah, simple. It's a very simple flick that he plays. Very simple, very precise. Boom. It's because they gave him that space. If these two were higher up, this chance doesn't get created. And on top of that, if it's a lose-lose. He moves forward, he creates space for him. He decides to mark him, he creates space for him to push. So it's a lose-lose because they didn't want to cut off that space. They didn't want to deny them that space in the first instance. And he just plays it. This is what that other player should have done in that other attacking chance. He gets it, has the whole goal to get aimed for. puts it in the back of the net. But why were those two so deep? They should have just been anyway, like I've said. Alright, so yeah, they're moving at this point here. I don't know. I think he's preparing for a cross. I think he's preparing like for him to whip it in, so that's why he's taking a few steps like that to be prepared. As I've stated here, he's here. The reason why he moves deeper is because he's preparing for that one too. But at this point, he should have stopped. They should have stopped moving, and he's the furthest. He moves the furthest, and number 12 is following the line of him. They're together, so he's following his lead, so which means both of them end up moving backwards and create this huge space where the goal is created. Let's just play some more. So we can understand number 2 here. We can understand he's preparing for the 1-2. We can understand him. And then here, he moves upward. He moves upward. He sees this. He decides, let's close off the space. But these two do not move at all. They are watching. I don't think they were reading this pass. I don't think they were reading this space. Sometimes you just close off the space just for the sake of avoiding further problems. Yeah, that's what you do. Yeah, they gave him this space, and when he gets the ball, it's too late. It's just too late. He takes it, and then come on. At least if he made a committed slide tackle, because you have seen him here. If he went full-blooded slide tackling, one leg in the air, one on the ground sliding, and it went in between his legs, I'd be like, yeah, okay, at least you know. But look at the way he lifts up his leg. If he went full-blooded slide tackling, he would have definitely. But look at that. Just the effort that's there. I mean, it's the way he lifts his leg up. I mean, if only this. Okay, I'm gonna pause and play as quick as I can, using So look at that. Look at that. Look, I'm gonna pause it. Pause it. If he went full blood, look. That's his attempt at a block. If he went full-blooded sliding tackle, I would have given him a bit more, you know. But because look at how. Come on. Nah. I'm going to end up spending a lot of time here too. Yeah, let me just move on. I'm going to spend a lot of time there. I really am. Alright, so he does the right thing. Finally, someone plays someone in space rather than shooting from a very far distance. He does well. He takes it into his stride. And then I feel he is unlucky. He really is. Boom. But and that. Have you noticed number 84? He starts slowing down. This he does well. Takes it across around the keeper. Look at number 84. If he continues running, he can definitely catch that. He can definitely catch that. He really can. But he doesn't. He slows down and then he lets the player put in a cross. But what I do like here, never give up. He takes it, boom, flick. It's just unfortunate that no player like tries to make a run or any of that. They just let him be, and I like his energy, his commitment. Takes a shot, save. Yeah, he really did try. But this one, I feel I think this is just unlucky. Maybe if you excuse me, maybe if went for a higher shot, maybe if he played across the ground, but you know what? Let's just term it as unlucky. He really is. Boom. I like this flick, and then I think he had a better chance if he went across the goal. But I can understand he's under pressure, and that shot, yeah, I can understand. But maybe if he just went across goal, but I can understand why that shot does go like that. Otherwise, there's been a lot of suspect defending. I didn't expect myself to be this, can I say, emotional, maybe verbal, maybe I didn't expect myself to, Otherwise, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and defend better. This time we're ending it with defend better. Yeah, don't forget to like, and I'll see you in the next one, but defend better. Thank you.